Last week was a rarity for NXT. Last week was a pretty show, other than the main event. One match card, the rest of it was meh. I think I even put it in the title. Gargano versus Dream, and not much else. I kind of slammed the show last week. And I guess they heard me. Let's talk about NXT. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check here with your September 12th NXT review. Want to send a quick shout out to WWE. They did, as they always do, show a really respectful little bit at the beginning of SmackDown for the anniversary of 9/11. It's not something worth not mentioning, so shout out to them for that. But the rest of Raw and SmackDown is kind of garbage, so let's talk about NXT instead. Gonna get the house cleaning out of the way first, obviously. Speaking of Raw and SmackDown, all things being equal, myself, Kristen, and/or Guapo are going to be up here tomorrow night, or the next night. We are going to do the pay-per-view Pick 'em for Hell in a Cell. We've got some very interesting opinions about Hell in a Cell. I'm sure you guys are going to be hanging on every word. Not really, but it is what it is. If it's your first time checking out this channel, check out the annotation up in the box up there. You will see playlists for NXT, for the Mae Young Classic, for 205 Live back when I was reviewing that. You will see a playlist for my Q&A if you want your questions in the next Q&A, which is going to be around Survivor Series. Put them in the comment section of the last Q&A. And that's about it. And if you want something not WWE related to watch, you want a suggestion from me as to what you should check out the end of this video. Now, this week on NXT, as I said, this week on NXT basically compensated me for last week's NXT. As I say, Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano, fucking amazing. Johnny Gargano, the breaking of Johnny Gargano is one of the coolest things happening in WWE right now, but it doesn't save the fact that it was a one. Why is my screen doing a thing? Why? There we go. Yeah, if the screen goes dark, then you see less of this, which is probably good, as some of my trolls would say, but it is what it is. Where was I? See, the fucking thing messed me up. The Gargano thing is really, really cool, but doesn't save last week from the fact that it was a one-match card. This week, we see Tommaso Ciampa entering Full Sail, and because they've been doing such great video packaging and he's been doing such great backstage videos, it didn't even occur to me particularly that it was the first time he'd been seen in Full Sail since becoming champion. I don't even know if that's true, but they played it up that way. Didn't want to say anything to anybody, obviously shoved the cameraman out of the way. And then we go to the first match of the night. Match of the night is LORCAN and BURCH, because they're finally back. ONEY LORCAN, who was injured at the Takeover, he's back, therefore the team can be back. Kind of makes you feel bad for Danny Burch. I was really worried they were going to throw Danny Burch over into the NXT UK brand, but this is a really cool tag team that I like. Cesar Bononi and Adrian Jaoud, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, were the sacrificial lambs for the returning team. Commentary repeatedly referring to them as the Brit Am Brawlers, which is, it's kind of forced. It's one of those like Jera show type things. But what I do like is the crowd at Full Sail doing the 1-2 chants. And it took me a minute, but if you see ONEY LORCAN and Danny Burch when they come out, one of them, don't ask me which is which, because, you know, put me on the spot. One of them has two fingers up, one of them has one finger up, so I'm sure that has some significance to some people. I don't know what it is, but it makes sense, and like I say, Full Sail does their own thing in their own time. Hammerlock by Burch to start the match, uppercuts and a headbutt, corner clothesline by Burch, a dropkick and a double suplex. Double team, grounded armbar by Danny Burch, cravat by Burch. You get a small flurry of offense from Cesar Bononi and Adrian Jaoud, mostly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu type thing. They came out as a team. They have a team Tron. I guess they're a team. Series of slaps and uppercuts by LORCAN and a double team implant DDT that planted one of them. I don't even know, because they were out there to be a jobber team, let's be real, but planted one of them right on their head. Burch and LORCAN get the obvious win, throw them back in the tag team scene along with Heavy Machinery, the rebranded Mighty, who am I not thinking of? Who are the champions right now? Undisputed Era, War Raiders, the whole fucking bit, Street Profits. It's a good little tag division they've got there. I don't want to be one of those guys, but it kind of blows WWE's out of the water, doesn't it? Then we get Tommaso Ciampa coming to the ring. Now, I'm mixed on this until I got the explanation, but I had seen on Twitter, on Facebook, etc., like I'm sure most of you have, that Ciampa has entrance music again, which immediately I think, no. You can do this silent entrance thing, the thing that Dolph Ziggler was desperately trying to do on the main roster. Ciampa, the sea of boos that he gets, it's better than entrance music, because it's just let the crowd speak for how good a heel he is. But what I wasn't expecting was music that mimicked Taz. Now, you guys know I'm a fan of the Taz show, so anything relating to Taz is going to pop me a little bit, and if you stay tuned for my Mae Young Classic review later on tonight, it's not the last time I'm going to reference Taz tonight. But basically, the beginning of Tommaso Ciampa's music sounds like the Taz Flatline music. Now, it goes off and eventually goes into his music, which is much different, but the heartbeat and the flatline, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? And I think they must have fucked something up too, because right before this happened, it said, coming up next, we're going to see Shayna Baszler in action. So I'm like, okay, we got some random jobber with Taz's music, but no, they jumped into this instead. But Ciampa immediately sort of abates my my disliking of him actually having music. The music is a message to all the fans. The music is me telling you all to shut up. I've heard all the whispers. You all think you know what you're talking about. You've all imagined it. You've all imagined that I'm the one that attacked Aleister Black. If I did do it, I would have done it right in front of you, which is fucking fantastic and probably true. I'd make you worship a master at work. I had intended to do it, I'll be honest, but somebody beat me to the punch. If I knew who it was, I would pat them on the shoulder and I would say, good job. I would have won at TakeOver anyway. I brought this title back to the main event scene, which that's the most stinging point of his entire promo, because what did we say? For a couple takeovers in a row, the Gargano-Ciampa feud was booked as being way more important than Aleister Black's title reign, which really sucks for Aleister Black, because he was an undercut champion and now he's injured. That sucks a lot. I feel bad for the guy. But he says, I brought the title back to the main event scene. I am the greatest success story in NXT, and listen to me very closely. If you want to be a success, just follow my lead. Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is the best heel in NXT, followed by Samoa Joe, The Miz, and Alexa Bliss. Oh yes. Get butthurt about it. Oh, and send out a quick shout out to Abby Felicity 1. Send her your favorite Alexa Bliss memes on Twitter. It's good. Shayna Baszler took on Violet Payne, which I guess rhymes with Kairi Sane? Are they going that lame? Double leg takedown by Baszler, mounted punches, a boot, and a gross inverted armbar, followed by the typical stomp thing that she did to Dakota Kai a while ago. Karafuda clutch gets the win, and Baszler comes back 4 times for a post-match assault. The 4th time, she just chucks this girl out of the ring. The girl looked like she legitimately fucked up her arm. So if that's true, that's really unfortunate. If it's false, shout out to her for doing a really good sell job on the arm. The fact that she was in the Karafuda clutch, more worried about holding her injured arm than getting out of the chokehold that she's in, was a really, really fantastic touch. By the time she went back for the 4th assault, I really thought this is just a setup for Kairi Sane to come make the save, because they're going to build towards whatever. Now, originally, I thought that this match was going to take place at Evolution. As we all know, the card was leaked for Evolution with a lot of potential spoilers, unless they go and change it all now that it's been changed. A lot of spoilers for a lot of different things. I'm not going to talk about that spoiler sheet in this video or in any of my reviews going forward, including the Mae Young Classic. If you guys want me to do a separate video, my reactions to that leaked, spoiled review, or leaked, spoiled fight card, because it reveals a lot. It reveals a lot about championships, it reveals a lot about announcements, it reveals a lot about the Mae Young Classic, let's be clear about that. If you guys want me to do a separate reaction to that, I will put it down in the box below, but it'll be one of those, you know, watch for spoilers at your own risk type things if I do that. But let me know. I know spoilers are sort of a hit and miss topic with this community, so I will do it if you guys want me to. If not, I won't. We get a scene in the back with Heavy Machinery doing a little selfie video talking about how they're gonna, you know, hype up the investigation into the assault of Aleister Black. And if you guys have been paying attention the past couple of weeks, I'm going to explain my thing once again, because I know somebody mentioned it to me on Twitter that it doesn't really make any sense, that I don't like it. Here's the deal. If this was happening on Raw or SmackDown, it would be fine, because there's storyline, kayfabe, family entertainment, it's for kids, whatever, you know, little, you know, detective whodunit type thing. But NXT, I've said it before and I'll say it again, NXT is for the hardcore fans, the quote-unquote smart fans that follow Twitter, follow social media, follow dirt sheets, etc. And they know that Aleister Black is just injured. He's injured because he's injured. He's not injured because anybody attacked him. So to take this specific crowd and tell them that there's this big whodunit is... It's not an insult to the crowd, but it's a way of saying, hey, maybe we don't know exactly the crowd that's watching this show. I don't like it. Anyways, Heavy Machinery is hilarious. It's fine. They're talking all kinds of shit, how they think Tomato the Champ is the one that did it. Also, obviously talking about Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa calls them on it because while they're doing their selfie video, he walks up behind them. He gets in Otis Dozovic's face. They want to go at it. Regal separates them, says he wants to see Tommaso Ciampa in his office, and that you guys are going to do this another time, talking about Otis Dozovic and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, here's the thing about this. Otis Dozovic is entertaining. He, as part of the Heavy Machinery, he's entertaining. Don't put him in a match with Tommaso Ciampa, because funny stuff can be funny. Funny stuff shouldn't be funny with Tommaso Ciampa. I hope you guys get what I mean by that. Don't mean to be insulting anybody. Both guys are good in their roles. It's just the comedy combined with the general... Oh, excuse me, too much pop tonight. Don't do it. Combined with the general hatred between Tommaso and the crowd and the seriousness of the Johnny Gargano story, they need to be kept separate. It's like Miz and Daniel Bryan shouldn't involve R-Truth. Like R-Truth, like the R-Truth and Carmella thing, which puts me out on an island all by myself, but that's another story for another day, isn't it? Lars Sullivan took on Raul Mendoza. What do you think happened there? Raul had a couple of good spots of offense here and there, including some say it loud, say it proud, some Daniel Bryan silly kicks, but he got destroyed by Sullivan, because of course he did. Dunn versus Ricochet, title versus title, is next week. We saw some promos from both of them on that, each one of them saying they want to take the other one's title, obviously. Pete Dunne saying all he has to worry about after next week is how to hold two belts in his mouth is really, really funny to me, because Pete Dunne, as you guys know, I go to Destiny Wrestling up here in Mississauga. He is the Destiny champion. When he comes to the ring to defend the Destiny championship, as I've seen him done, versus Morrison, versus Aries, versus Skrull, versus Ellsworth, he does, in fact, come to the ring with two belts in his mouth. So that, to me, is really, really funny. It's not funny to anybody else, I'm sure, but it is what it is. We have a little... I don't even know. They have another thing in the back where a couple of women are arguing. You don't even really see who it is because the camera starts really, really far back. You can't tell who it is until it gets closer. But the long and short of it is, along with that title versus title match arriving next week, we're going to have a tag team match playa, and it's going to be Dakota Kai and Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, taking on Lacey Evans and Aaliyah. Now, this breaks my heart, because I like Dakota Kai, I like Deonna Purrazzo, and their opponents are Aaliyah, my hometown girl, who's awesome and really underrated, and Lacey Evans and her women's right, which can fuck the fuck off. Oh, yes. We go back to the back, and we have more of Regal's investigation. We see him wrapping things up with Kairi Sane, saying, obviously, Mr. Regal, if you need anything else from me, let me know. She's leaving. Cassius Ohno walks in, says he wants to give his 2 cents on the Aleister Black situation. Regal tells him, yeah, we don't need your 2 cents. We know where you were at the time, and you don't really have anything to offer, which made me laugh a whole bunch. His testimony's not needed. He complains about the lack of status he has in NXT. I was about to say in the WWE, but it is what it is. He goes on this big long ramble about how he doesn't have status and all these new people keep coming in and getting all the spotlight, and should he sit in the front row at the next takeover in a suit just to get himself noticed again. And I'm just thinking, yeah, but they're good. And without saying Matt Riddle's name, he says, you know, let me know when your new toy gets here. I want to welcome him to NXT, bro. Cassius Ohno just needs to stop. And I really, really hate that I'm about to make a Mean Girls reference, but NXT, stop trying to make Cassius Ohno happen. It's not gonna happen. Oh yes. What is going to happen is our main event of the evening. You guys know what I think about Bianca Belair. I've done that to death already, taking on my girl, Nikki Cross. Now, two things that I say at the beginning of every Nikki Cross match. First of all, NXT, the NXT audience in Full Sail. How the fuck much do they love Nikki Cross? Second of all, how the fuck good is Nikki Cross's remix of the Sanity music? I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's fucking great. Mind games from Nikki Cross right off the bat, rolling all over the ring, missing every punch, missing every strike, missing every kick, rolling around, fucking with Bianca Belair makes me smile. A lot of cat and mouse games, and literally once she stands back up from crawling all over the ring, she screams in Bianca Belair's face, which knocks down Bianca Belair, which makes me smile once again. Shoulder tackle by Belair, monkey flip by Cross, head scissor by Cross, and a backpack sleeper, backbreaker by Belair, corner spear and a bear hug, headbutt by Cross, back elbow and a press by Belair. Belair splashes the mat, which is wonderful. Just misses and bam. There you go. Nikki Cross hits the Nikki Cross body, followed by a Thez press, mudhole stomps by Cross, a splash, an apron trip, and then she traps her in the apron, giving her the beats on the outside. Nikki Cross eats the steps on the outside, and then Belair, even though they're on the outside of the ring, which is, you know, more in that brawling stage where, you know, it's about to get serious now, she does the stupid fucking hair whip that can fuck the fuck off, along with Lacey Evans' women's right. But it is good. They do brawl, and it's a good brawl. My creative issues with Bianca Belair aside, we know she's great in the ring. Backpack sleeper by Cross, who's backdropped on the steel ramp by Bianca Belair. Neither one of them can get up in time. They do get up. They don't get up in time to beat the 10 count. It's a double count out. It's a draw, which is enough to make me want to see this match again. As I say, Bianca Belair, great in the ring. I have issues with the character work and the creativity that goes behind it and the gimmicks and the STD of NXT. Never, ever, ever going to take anything away from her in the ring. They brawl after the match as the crowd erupts with "Let Them Fight" chants. It's all good. It's all wonderful. They brawl through the crowd up towards the commentary table, and the show goes off the air with Nikki Cross hitting the running Nikki Cross body off of the commentators table onto Bianca Belair. Oh, and 4 other referees as well. Put the no disrespect to Kairi Sane, because she's great. Her whole feud with Baszler was great. Nikki Cross, put the fucking belt on Nikki Cross. Don't make the same mistake you made with Alexa Bliss. Put the fucking belt on Nikki Cross. This was a great episode of NXT, and this episode of NXT more than made up for last week's shitty show. I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys. What's going on, guys? I promise I won't take more than 1 or 2 minutes of your time. If you're looking for something different to watch, if you're looking for a new suggestion, Destiny Wrestling, the company that I've been talking about up here in Mississauga for a little bit now, they are having their very first pay-per-view streaming live on Fight TV November 25th. I think they're really good. I have a lot of fun at their shows. You guys should check it out. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun watching their shows. Let me know what you think. Tell them Spaz sent you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.